Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing good today. Today's a wonderful day, so we're gonna be working on data science project template, right? So this template is gonna be a production ready. We're not gonna be doing too much production ready on it, but it's gonna be a kind of like a production ready too, right? If you get what I'm saying, right? So because we're not gonna be working with cloud, sending this into the cloud. We're just gonna show you guys how to, how to create a production ready templates, right? So the purpose of this project, right, is for users, right, clients, stakeholder, whatever you want to call it, right, to be able to upload the data, right, and get a statistical information about the data, right. So there's gonna be some analysis applying into into this project, right. So this is a machine learning project, right. So the main purpose, right, is for clients, like I said, the clients to upload the data, right, get the data, right, and then from the data, right, it's gonna be we're gonna train the module, right, and then we're gonna save the module into a folder. As you can see right here, this is gonna be this where the save module is, right. So the machine learning can learn from the modules, right. So technically it's gonna be there, but we're gonna let's just go ahead and start working, okay? Because I want to show you guys how to do it while I'm talking to, right? So this is gonna be the project structure, right? And then as you can see, the project structure is this, right? And I've go ahead and created everything here that you guys need. I already oh, okay, sorry for that. Okay, I already created everything, right? As you can see right here, the plots, everything, where there's gonna be the reports and everything, right? And the test file. All right, let me just delete this parts. We don't need this right now. Okay. All right. So quick start. Okay. So for installation, right? I'm gonna be uploading this to my GitHub. So if you guys want, you guys can go ahead and download it and use it, right? And maybe make it more advanced. Why not? But if you guys want to go ahead and work on it by yourself, right? Go ahead and create a folder, right? And sit into the folder, right? And be at the root of the folder, which is data science template, right? You can name the folder whatever you want to, right? Doesn't have to be the same as mine. Okay, and then create a virtual environment. Okay, this is very recommended for Python, right? So where every time you do pip install Panda, right? It's always gonna be in the virtual environments, right? So we don't have to rely on your computer, whatever the case, right? But go ahead and search into the file, right? I mean to the folder, right? Which is gonna be activate and it's gonna be in here. Let's just close all this down. Uh, okay, let's just go ahead and close all this down. All right, these two. Okay, so it's gonna be in here. Activate. Don't touch this, please. Do not change anything in this. Okay, just leave it the way it is. Okay. All right. So we got that out the way. Go ahead and install this too, right? And then we're gonna move into the basic usage, right? This is gonna be a long video, right? So I'm gonna break it down one by one, right? And then the next video I'm gonna upload the one is gonna be for data cleaner, right? So for this part, right, we're gonna work on data loader, right? I already have the file opened up, and this is what essentially what we're working on, right? But it's gonna be more advanced, right? Or this is a professional, right, advanced Python program that we're gonna be doing, right? So we cannot have this at all. Okay, this is just a comments to show you guys how everything is gonna be done. Okay, so let's go ahead and start working. Okay, all right. So the first thing is to add the comments, right? Document your stuff. This is very important. Okay, data loader, right? Module. All right. Okay, so sorry. Yeah, you go ahead and comment whatever you want in there, right? Okay, this module, right, provides the data loader, right, class for loading data sets from for loading data sets. So this module is providing the data loader class for loading. Oh, okay, for loading and inspecting. Oh, sorry, inspecting. I can't even type. Inspecting and performing initial analysis of data sets. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, so we're gonna be using classes for whatever we're doing, right? So this is gonna be a data loader. which is main class for data loading operations, right? All right. Now let's move into importing some libraries in here, right? So we're gonna import some pandas as PDF, right? Please, guys, you can name this wherever you want. You want to name it PDF. I'm used every time I'm typing in Python, right, I'm used to typing PDF. Right? I don't know why, but I'm gonna be authentic, so I'm gonna put it as PD. For now, you can name it whatever you want. You want to name it your name. You want to name it inside Serenity, right? You guys go ahead and name it there, okay? Um, but for now, I'm just gonna do PD and then imports numpy as PD, and then from typing, let's go ahead and do path sleep first. Imports paths, okay, and then we from this we do from typing imports optional union list dictionary and any. Okay. Just in case you guys want to know what you could import as, right? There's more in here. You could go ahead and there's more online. Dictionary, whatever the case is, right? So, not to waste time, right? Okay, let's go ahead and start working on creating a class, right? Data loader, right? So I'm gonna put a comment in here, right? Don't generate. Okay, I need to turn that off. Okay. A class for loading and inspecting datasets. Yeah. This class provides methods to load CSV and Excel files. Inspect the data structure, right? Generate summary statistics and identify data quality issues. Okay, here we go. Let me break this down. Okay. All right. So the attributes, right? It's gonna be data. Okay. Data. Yeah. PD. That's data frame, which is the loaded data sets. Okay. And then we do five. Okay, this is supposed to be together. Okay. Which is gonna be paths to the data file. Okay. So all right. So as we got there. All right. Oh, sorry. Okay, we go to the examples, right? So this is gonna be some of the examples, right? Okay, what is this? This is very, very unperfect. Okay. Loader equals to data loader, right? Which is gonna be data sample, right? Actually, we don't need to comment to nothing in here, right? So we're just gonna call this out as a function. Okay, and then yes, thank you. So it's gonna be loader. Okay, df data frame, which is loader. That's load. Let me change this to CS load CSV and data set, which is gonna be raw. It's gonna be data raw. Data sets. That's CSV. Okay, and then we got one more. Okay, loaded. That's gonna be loaded. Oh no. Let's get summary, right? All right, so that's it. So basically, essentially, what I've done so far is give you guys comments on what we're gonna be working on, right? So we got the comments, which is basically we're gonna be creating a class to load the data and inspect the data sets. Okay, this class provides methods to load data, to load CSV and Excel files, right? Because that's what we're gonna be working on, right? So essentially, right, this is technically just mainly for like structured data, right? We're not working with unstructured data, right? I'm gonna show you guys what unstructured data is later on when we're working, right? As because there's gonna be a lot of coding, right? So stay tuned with me, right? For now, we're working on structured data, right? So structured data, right, are technically CSV files, right? JSON, JSON XML, uh, no. So I'll take it back. Structured data is right, technically SQL tables, you know, CSV files. JSON sometimes could be considered, structured data, right? It depends on how it's structured, right? It's a semi-structured data, right? So JSON is a semi-structured data, right? And XML, YAM, and logs, those are semi-structured, right? Unstructured data, right? Like text files, audio files, images, videos, and PDF, right? So we're not gonna be touching on unstructured data, right? And I don't think we're gonna be touching on semi-structured data, right? But I'm gonna show you guys how to code that too, if you guys just want a simple idea on how to do it, right? So let's go ahead and start working, right? So the first thing we want to do, right, is create the ints, right? So, okay, well, can you see this? It's already done. Okay, cool. But let me go ahead and have a comment in here. So initially, initialize the data loader. Wait, empty data. Empty data. Okay. So data.self optional PD, which is data from, which is equals to none. Okay. Self.file path, which is none too, right? Okay. All right. So since we got that out the way, let's do one more, which is self dot original shape, which is optional. Which is equals to none. Alright, none. Okay. Alright, since we got that, so let's go into function. This is how you write function in Python, right? In JavaScript, it's a little different. You do this, right? Okay. So let's go ahead and do def, which is load CSV file. CSV. Okay. Alright, so we do self, and then we do file. File path, which is union, and the strings. Okay, that's good. And then we do key arguments. Okay, keyword arguments. Okay, which is we don't put any. We just do that, and then sorry. Okay, gotta fix this. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so we got that out the way. Okay. Let me put it right here, and then structure it as well. All right, so this is better. All right, so we come here, right? Just add a comment in there too. Okay. Okay. Let's load the CSV file, right? So this is the function that's gonna be helping us loading a CSV file, right? Alright, so let's just go ahead and create a comment first, right? So we can understand what we're gonna be doing, right? Okay, file path, which is union. Okay, this is good. Okay, actually, okay, so technically that's what this means. It allows people, right, to like, to send any type of, like, so for instance, right, let's say, okay, you want to send something, right, and then adding, describe it into the function, right? This allows you to be able to send it in, right, and still, it's a keyword argument. So if you don't know what that means, right, let me see, where's my stuff? Okay, so if you go in here and you go into keyword, right, Python, wait a minute. So it's just it accepts any numbers of name, any numbers of name arguments, right? Collection into a dictionary within the function, right? So that's just technically what it means, right? So and you'll be seeing this a lot, especially in Python programming, right? Advanced programming, you'll be seeing a lot of those stuff. So Please be used to that. And then so okay, let's go ahead and start working. Okay, so this is gonna be, so we're gonna return. This is what we're expecting to return, right? PD, okay, which is the load. Okay. Um, Loaded data sets. Okay. And race. We're gonna erase this error, okay, which is file not found error if the file doesn't exist, right? And then PD, which is errors that's empty. Okay, there we go. Okay, so understand. That's great. All right, so now let's work. Okay, let's create a way for users to loading. I mean, to send in the CVS file, right? Data, you know. So this is gonna be self dot file. Please make sure you are checking everything that you guys are typing, because this it's very easy to make an error. Okay, especially when you're programming a lot of stuff. Very easy. So if not, self dot file path, right? Exist. Please raise this error. Raise. Okay. File doesn't, file not found, or file doesn't exist. Okay. Um, Let me do it this way. I feel like this is more professional. Okay. I mean, you could have left the comments like that too, but file not found, and we give what type of file is it. Okay, great. All right, so in here, right, this is where we start working. Okay, now we're going to self the data equals to PD that's read CSV, right? Because we want to read the file. Okay, the self that's file paths wherever the file is there, right? So, okay, file paths. Okay, and then we add in the keyword. Okay, so this accepts any type of files, this ain't there, right? Just in case, you know. So make sure I tap that right. Okay, all right. So in the video, self that's original. Okay, data shape, beautiful. And then right here we want to print out so we can just see what we're doing. F. I'm gonna use this. Let me get this out of the real quick. All right, so loaded CVS file, which is okay with shape. The loaded data sets. Okay, it's gonna be file path, that's name. Okay. Sorry. Okay. All right. So we go with that one, and then we want to do prints. Yes. Okay. All right. So this is gonna be self that shape with its shape, self that shape of 0, and then all right, and the rows. Let's just use this. Okay. Self that's data. That's one of column, right? Okay. Good. All right. So then we return self that's data. Okay, good. So we good on this one. I'm loading the data in, right? I'm gonna show you guys how to test this at the end, right, when we're done. Okay. So let's do function of load XFI. Okay, it's already done everything. So let's see if we let's just make sure we read this. Okay. So self paths, right, which is union string, which is cast to 0. Okay, shit name. Okay, keyword. Okay. Um, Loading the XF file into a Panda data frame. Okay. Return. So then we're raising the error, which is this, and the value. Okay. Great. All right. So this is good so far. Yeah. And then we do self that's path find, which is equals to days, right? If not, so okay. Raise find us. Okay, cool. And self that's data, right? Which is read XFI. Let me make sure. Self. Okay, yeah. All right. Yes, it's doing it. Self that's original shape, which is because the shape. Okay. Self that's shape. That's shape. Okay. All right. So we load this in, and then we print the sheet's name. Okay. All right, and then the shape is this, and the row. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, to save us time. Okay, so then we go in here. We do gets info. Okay, we want to get info on our data, whatever data we're loading, right? If it's Excel, um, or CSV file, right? We want to get the data right. So it's gonna return dig, int, dings, string, and any. Okay, let's go ahead and read this and see what it says. I can get basic information. We're not just getting basic information, right? We're getting comprehensive information about the data sets. Okay, so return this. Okay, cool. I and column details, because we're gonna be returning the column details too. So non count. Okay, and then there's gonna be column details. Okay, great. So let me see, self, that's none, so we don't want to do that, right? So instead of us just keep on typing these, right? Let me see. Okay, let's go ahead and do self dot check data loaded, right? So we want to check our data. So I'm gonna have to create this function later on, right, in the middle. When we keep working, right? So this function will be created, right? So it will be kind of like yellow this time. So, uh, but for now, let's just go ahead and work on this. Okay. So we have let me make sure I create mine because this AI is just giving me random stuff. Okay. So shape, and guys, make sure you guys are using AI because AI is very, 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 very helpful now. Especially if you guys don't know how to use AI now, a lot of companies wouldn't hire you. Okay. So make sure you guys are getting used to your AI, right? So we're creating the shapes in the column, which is self, that's data, that's columns. I should have put this in the parentheses of list because we're not done to list. Okay, let's do this. Okay, all right. Come on, and then we do data types. Okay, which is, let me see. Okay, lambda. Okay, and then we do what about memory usage? Okay, that's the memory usage. Okay, deep true, which is true, right? Yes, we want to do that. Um, deep memory usage. That's okay. That's MB. All right, which is self. That's memory usage. Deep true. Okay, no. This. Okay, yeah, that's there we go. Yeah, see. So you guys have to know what you guys are doing. Okay, 24, 24 raised to the power of 2, right? All right, so okay, um, parenthesis. I mean, comma, and then we do numeric columns, right? Numeric columns, which is save the daytime. No, okay, all right. So I don't want to do it to list. I want to use the same list that we imported right here at the top, right? Make sure we use that every single time. Oh shoot, what did I just take? Okay. Let me see. Okay. Um, this should be list. Okay. Um, all right. So, whew, okay. And okay, same. Yes. Yes. Dead time. Okay, yeah, we want that too. All right, so we got all the stuff in here. Okay, so let me just double check, double check. Okay, um, object and categories and objects. Okay, and columns. Okay, data time, which is 64 right here. This okay. Um, include. Okay, date types. Okay, list. Um, okay, let me see where this is coming from again. Yeah. think I'm supposed to make this capital, right? So, or we could just list as list. Okay. All right. So okay, we good. All right. Return info. Just say info. Why are we doing info dictionary? Okay. Okay. You just make sure you guys are double checking with AI because AI sometimes give you some wrong information, right? And you know, it just leaves you crumble. Okay. All right. So and then we do another function which is get summary, right? This is where this function is technically is gonna be giving the whole summary of what your data is, right? So we're gonna have to be careful on our mathematics on this, okay? Uh, okay, that's and then this gives the that frame, okay. Let me just see what AI is giving us. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do it by myself. All this nonsense right here is just so generate summary statistics for data sets, okay. Um, okay, all right. Generate some statistics. Generate some statistics. Generate summary. Summary of columns in the data sets in the column, including the data type and missing values. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's good. Whether to include summary statistics for numerical value columns, okay. And then right here, what are we doing? We're returning period, which is a summary table. Okay, cool. All right. What am I doing? All right. So we're gonna yes. So we're gonna check the data loaded again, okay, and then this is good, and then let me see this right. It's a summary. That's PD. That's data frame. What about we just set this as to empty sets since we're gonna be writing today? I mean empty array. Shit, empty sets. Uh, and we're gonna return summary. So, okay. Let's go ahead and so summary data. Summary data right here. Okay. For code itself, that's data, that's columns, right? Uh, code data is equals to self, that's data of the code, okay? Uh, summary dictionary, which is gonna be column. What about we just do mean? Okay, we just do raw equals to JSON, which is column name of code and data type. What am I doing? The column, and this is data type. Data type. Okay. Which is code. What is called data? That's data type. That's name. This could probably cause an error later on. So let's just do string code. That's data. That's data type. Okay. Non counts. We do the same, but we don't. hold on. Okay. So this is gonna be code that's data that's not now. That's sum. And sum everything up, yes. And no counts, which is gonna be is now, and then that's sum. Okay, great. All right. So let's do non-percentage, right? All right, which is round to the two. I'll just do round others up, which is data that is now, and the sum of it, right, and divided by the length of code, that's data times two. So technically, right, what this is doing, right, so it's just getting the null percentage, right, because you have to times it by 100, so this is getting is divide days, right? Is this divided by days, right? Times 100, right? And then comma two, right? So, all right. The union. I say union. I mean the unique value, right? Is gonna be called up and unique. Okay. Disrupt. Okay. And then we got sample values, right? Which is this. Okay. Let me make sure that's correct. Um, Sample values. So the unique drop none. And okay. Uniqueness. Let me see. Overload and okay, daytime array, okay, and then they are any. So and then this is again the last file, okay. Um, let's see. Let's do add three to list. Let's list everything out, and then isn't it? Oh, I thought it was a print string. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. Sorry guys. I just have to think about that one deeply. Unless we could make some mistakes. Okay. So now we're gonna add statistics. Uh, add a summary statistics for number. Okay. If include stats and np. Oh, I'm typing issue. Okay. Code, that's data, that's date type, and np, that's number. It's gonna be bro, that's updates mean. Come on, okay. Gets me, which is gonna be up in the nine. Okay. Stats, which is gonna be stats that's described. Okay, let's do this. Okay. All right. And then in here, we just come here. We say summary because we want to append these into the empty array. That's append row. Those rows, so we want to append into this. Okay. All right. Let me make sure. Row that's updated, so we updating all this stuff in here, right? And then we send it into the empty array. Great. So we come after, okay, in here, so then we say summary underscore df. It's gonna be pd, that's data frame of summary table. Okay. Summary data, I'm sorry guys, summary data df. Okay, so let's give it a space. Okay, so make sure. Okay, we're in here. Great. PD, PD. Okay. All right. So we are already creating some functions in here right now, which is good. Okay. Let's go ahead and create another function, which is gonna be check. To get the missing summary, right? Okay. So get missing summary. Or you can name it you know, whatever you want to name it, right? Your function, just name it whatever they. Okay. So PD, that's data frame. Okay, so generates a summary of missing value in the data set. Okay, all right, let's do this. Let's go ahead and read it one more time. Okay, so we return PD. Okay, with columns missing count and missing percentage. Okay, so save that's check the data loaded, which is good, right? The missing data. This is not okay. We want loading into the missing. Okay, we want to do column and missing count and then missing percentage. Oh, we could just load everything in there. Okay, so let's just load everything in there. Okay, let's see whatever the missing data gives us, and we just load everything in here. Okay, that's more better. Okay, all right. I don't want to lose any data that is being received in there, and then because this one is just we're restricting. So when we do this right, we only restricting it to 3 items. There's gonna be in the array, right? Um, but I prefer to to call everything out. Yeah, you can call me selfish, but I want to see what is in it, what is missing. I want to get what is missing in the summary, right? So, let's go ahead and do for call instead of the data columns, okay, which makes sense, okay. Summary count is equal to self that's data that's called it's not and it's sum. If missing count is greater than zero, okay, telling you, hey, check this. If this is greater than zero, right? If there's one count, which means it's true, right? Then do this. If there's not, so we reason. If there's not, then we say if it else, you know, do this. But anyway, let's go ahead and do if missing count is greater than zero, so miss that of column, right? Let me see what I wanted to append. Since we took that one off, so we just let's go ahead and do missing data. Do appending. So we just do missing data. That's append. Yep. Call. Okay, great. So call and the missing count, which is the missing percentage, which is round divided by the length of the data. And okay, all right. I like this better. All right, and then let's just put that type in here just to see what type if it's true. If it's true, for numerical category, Okay, cool. So we got that out the way. Let me. Sorry, guys. Okay. So right here, we have to make sure we check. Okay. Oh, if not missing data, right? Then return data frame, and this. But let me go ahead and print something. I want to see what is printing out in here when we test it. Okay. Where's this check mark that I used there up there earlier? Oh, okay. Let me just go ahead and copy it again right here. Prints F. The missing value. Okay, the missing value found in the data set. Okay. All right. Return that from column. What about we just return everything in the like? I just don't want to say the column because it's not saying just to get the column, but so I want to see everything in there. Okay. Return period that's data frame. Okay, great. So missing data frame is goes to PD. That's data frame that's missing. So okay. All right. So since we're returning data frame, we want to see what is missing. If okay. All right. So missing that's df equals to missing. Please make sure I'm spelling this right. Missing that's okay. Oh no underscore df that's sort value. Okay. I missing percentage. I send the false. Okay. And then let's just reset index. Reset index, which is true. Yep. All right. It's good enough. And then let's just return. This. All right, that's what we need. Okay, we gonna test this and make sure it's working. Yes, we are. Uh, we have to make sure we test everything we coding. That's one of the skills for a programmer. I'll just make sure you're testing your coding. Make sure it's working to the to the percentage that you want. Okay, so get duplicate summary. Okay, and guys, make sure if you guys are getting bored, make sure you guys go ahead and have fun and come back to this. Okay, because it's fun doing it. Okay, if you have interest in it, right? Even though you don't have interest in it, just to see the results at the hand, it's fun. I'm gonna show you guys the results of it. Okay, so just keep in mind. Okay, it could be a little tedious right now because it's a lot going on. It's a lot of programming. It's a lot of reading and critical thinking. You know, I might make some mistake in the middle, right? So we're gonna fix this together, right? You know, my job is not to be perfect to you guys, right? But to show you guys that you can make errors while you couldn't, right? You fix your errors, okay? That's one of the skills that you gotta possess. You gotta be able to troubleshoot errors. Even when you're working in the industry, right? There's gonna be errors showing up. This code is not breaking down. This is breaking out. A cloud database is breaking out. You need updates. You gotta be able to fix it. Fixing, troubleshooting, right, rectifying the issue is one of your best skills as a programmer. Okay, so don't be scared to fail. Yeah, fail so you can learn how to get up back. Okay, and know what you need to do better next time. Okay, so let's go ahead. Okay, so let's get duplicate summaries. Okay, this generates. I mean, no, we identify and summarize duplicates rows in the data set, not toes, rows in the data sets. Okay, and then we returns date containing date dictionary. Yeah. So this is what we're gonna be returning, right? Raw information, right? Okay. And then after that, right, we come here. Remember, guys, we gotta have to check what we're sending in. Okay. Let's check. Okay. Let's just see what it does. This what this is gonna do. Keep force, which is force. We don't want to keep it duplicated. Data. Okay. Naturally, let's just see the client's mind. Let's just see what this is gonna do first. Okay. Um, let me see. Okay. All right. We gonna be learning for sure today. So let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and do this. Okay. Let me minimize this real quick. Okay. Um. I'll keep it straight. Let's see. Okay, it's a pound mark. Duplicated rows. That's true in the return boolean series. Okay. All right. So Okay, then the petition removal. Okay. All right. So yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna go with it. Yeah. So we. Okay. So we're gonna go with the false. Okay. Um. Where's this stuff? Okay. Okay. Keep false. Okay. All right. Cool. So duplicates underscore map. Okay. I gotta do some little tweaking here. Duplicates, and then that counts. Okay. So this is okay. Duplicates. That's that's I'm counting this. That's all right. So okay. So then duplicates counts. Duplicate counts is total. Okay. Gotta erase this nonsense right here. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and start creating our own thing. Okay. So we're gonna create a summary, which is total rows, which is length of self data. Okay, great. Total duplicate. that's gonna be print. Okay, I want to get that out to you anyway. Duplicate percentage. Great, great, great. Yes, and then comma. And then we want to do unique rows. Okay, so unique rows. Let me see what is the unique percentage. That doesn't make sense. Unique percentage. Okay. Now, I already got that one. So total duplication and total rows. Total rows is total duplicated rows. Okay, total. Okay. So that one is good like that. All right. So and then here, let's start writing some logic. So if duplicated counts is equals to 0, let's do greater than. I rather do greater than. Okay, is greater than prints found duplicated counts, which is okay, and duplicated rows, which is summary of duplicated percentage of total. Okay, all right. I'm going to remove all this return nonsense in here, and then else print the duplicated rows found in the data set, which is great. And then in here, come down with the return summary. Okay, all right. So that is settled. Okay, so what else do we need? What functions do we need? Okay, let's see. We might need a function for to get a numerical. Okay, to get a numerical. Okay, so set. Okay, this is just wonderful. This is wonderful. Yeah, it is. Let's see. Okay, set this check. Okay, we're checking the data letter set again. Okay, numerical, which is self that's data, the selected data type, which includes the okay. All right. So if numerical code is empty, print no numerical couldn't find in the data sets. If data is empty, okay, return PDF, okay, which is good. Then summary the DF. Summary the DF equals to numerical code, which is describe the state and it's not missing counts. This so we should be already okay. Return the DF, okay. Yeah, we can just return this. Okay, it's actually returned this. Okay, no, okay, good. All right, yeah, that's wonderful. I like that. All right, so let's go to def. Function to get. Let's create another function which is category summary, which is def. All right, let's make sure this. We have to check this, okay? Because sometimes AI might give you some nonsensical stuff, right? All right, this is good. All right, so category codes, which is okay, okay. If this is this, okay, this is actually good. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's do summary data. Okay, now he's thinking. Okay, all right. For code in category column, this column. Okay. Code data is equals to self that's data of code. If we don't self that data that's code categories of code, which is in code, right? The self that's data, right? Still the same thing. So value counts. It's equals to code equals to underscore, which is value counts. Drop 9 is true. Okay. Top value, which is okay. All right. Yeah, this is good. This is good. So let's check the row one more time. Okay. The row is unique values. Okay. Which is called. Let's see. Okay. Most frequently at x. If length is greater than 0. Let me see. Okay. Index escape not to exclude. Okay. Return levels of the maximum value. Okay, right, 0 if series is empty. Okay. Alright, this is looking wonderful so far. Okay, let's do most frequency. Okay, let's do least 2. I want to see the least. Okay. All right. But there's another way to write this, right? If you guys don't understand what this is doing, right? It's basically just Python. Let me see if I could do this for this. All right. It's just so if you go to Python and you do IDMX. Oh, look at me. Okay. Uh, so you can see what it means. Okay, so it's the purpose to get the inner labels, which is a row name of the smallest number, right? So for instance, right, um, if you have a data set of these, right, and put this and you set this into a table, right, row 1 and 2, so it would be A, which is going to be 10, 5, and 20, right, and B is going to be 100. You know what? I'm going to show you guys when I run the test, and you guys will understand what it's doing. Okay, so print the IDX mean of axiom, which is the column, which is going to be row 1, which is A, and row 2, which is B, and row 3, which is B. Okay, all right. Since we got that out the way, um, let me just go ahead and continue coding right here. Um, like I said, there's another ways of you writing these, right? So if you guys want another way, I could definitely show you what it's doing. But we're gonna test it. So that's the best thing, right? You could write something that doesn't make sense, right? But when you test it right, then you can see the results and you can know, okay, this is actually working the way you want it to. Or no. And then you can go back into the code and change it, right? We're gonna show you that, okay? All right. Let's just go ahead. Okay, so this is appending to the row. So we append the summary. Okay, summary data append to the row. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry. We're throwing this right into this empty array, right? Okay. In the summary, that's it. Okay, great. This is great. This is great. This is great. Okay. All right. So let's do def. Want to preview what we're saying at first. Okay. Let's preview it. Okay. So self. And it's int. All right. And then we do random, which is boolean, which is false. All right. Okay. So same thing as usual, right? So PD, that's okay. Preview data frame. Okay, and then and it's int, and is int, which is the number of the rows to preview, and if true, preview random rows instead of the first row. Okay. If random, right, is do we check the data? Okay, we did. Okay, if random. Okay, then return. So that there's a sample, which is n. I mean, oh, sorry, and it goes to mean, which is n. That's length of self data and random states, which is 42. Okay, and else if well, let's just do return instead of just do return ed. Okay, so we do return self. That's data. That's ed. Okay. Uh, Okay, so let's do another function, which is to get column types. Okay, self. Okay, let's see what this is giving us. Okay, it's okay, so self. Let's check. Okay, we're doing a list. SRT. Okay. Okay, it's type as list. Okay. Uh, so let's check a good column, which is equals to days. Okay, so column type. Do I want to do? I could do that, but then I'm gonna have to list this and then self that's list. Okay, set of data that's self d type, which include. Okay, makes sense. Um, we didn't do daytime. Okay, daytime we did. Okay. All right. So yeah, it's looking good. But let's do bunny and there's quick. Okay, list self. Okay, which is going. Okay. All right. Great. All right. Now let's create the function which is check. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right, so if save the data is none, if there's no data, right? Okay, raising error which is not self-loaded. Okay, please load the data set first using. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, all right. So then let's do def, which is underscore RPR, REPR, self. Okay, representation of the data loader instance. Okay, if save data is not none. You see, this our Python is so simple in English. Like, this is the best programming language to okay in the whole universe. Python, very easy to read, understandable, right? If self data is none, okay, and right here it says if self data is not none, right? Then return these. This is so beautiful, right? Isn't it? But I'm just gonna use it's none for now. I mean, it's still the same thing, but no data loaded. Okay, data loaded. Okay, let's do shape. Return F. Okay, it's to zero. Ooh. Okay, rows. Okay, which is file. I'm gonna delete all this right here. Okay, and I'm gonna write my own logic, which means you know what? Um, let's do this. Data loader. Okay, of shape. Is the cell shape. Okay. All right. But let's say the file, which is if else is okay. Great. Yeah, that's what I wanted. All right. So okay, great. So now we're done with this, right? So guys, this is the all like everything that we've been working on so far. So let me go ahead and explain that real quick, so you guys can understand what we're doing. Okay. So cool. So first of all, we described, you know, uh, what type of data we're gonna be loading, which is CVS, right? CSV, right? Which is in here, and then this is for Excel. This is structured data, right? And if you guys want, okay, let's go ahead. If you guys want to load in unstructured data, right? So you come here, you type in load image, right? This is one of the example of unstructured data, right? You do this, and then well, you're gonna have to import some other libraries. That's a guarantee. Okay. Uh, let's just see what is okay. So for now, it's not writing no logics, okay, which is good. Okay, but if you guys trying to show you guys some example, right? If you guys want to load in a, maybe an image, and trying to get some information out of the image, right? Maybe what is the picture? What type of picture is this picture? This et cetera, right? What you want, whatever you want to do, right? Whatever's in your brain that you guys want it to come to life, write it in there into the function, right? And then you run it, and it should work, okay? But I know there's some different ways. I think I have it up in here, right? If you want to run an image, so for like image modules, right? You guys could go ahead and do something like this, from PIL imports image. So you would go right here, you would go to the tab right here, and then you would type from PIL, right? Imports image, right? So you do this, and then you use the images, and then but you have to install this, okay? First of all, you have to install that, okay? I don't have that installed in my virtual environments right now, so um, I do not need that, okay? So let me go ahead and remove this stuff. I don't need this function to write. Let's stay focused, okay? All right. So this is everything that we need, okay? And I'm gonna show you guys a test real quick, okay, on how it works, on how everything works. If we run into an error, right, then we fix it, okay. Let me go ahead and create a text file right here. um Let me just create, let me just open this up, and actually no, this is gonna be useful for something else later on, right? Let me just create a test. That's by Okay. All right. So we got that. All right. So let's write just a quick, you know, testing, right? You know, SPD and then imports. I'm not doing a real Python test yet, okay? So we're not gonna be using that. All right, I mean, I'm gonna do it later on and create a folder for testing, right? To test each every single SRC files, right? And then you guys will be able to see how everything works, okay? So imports paths, okay? And then yes, we want to look. Let's do this. There's gonna be data loader. Why are we importing cleaner? Okay, there's gonna be. This is why you guys have to be careful when you're using AI. Okay. So and then right here we just gotta comment real quick. Create test data. Okay, so we do PD. I mean DF, which is PD. That's data frame. Oh boy, I can't type. All right, so we do in here. Let's just type in your name. Okay, Alice, Bob, Charlie. Okay, and then age. We just type in the age, which is these. Okay, why not? You know, and city, which is these. Okay, and then let's just type in a salary. Okay, you know, this is one of a data from a company, right? You know, just a fake data, not a real one. Okay. Um, let's see, comma. All right, great. So we got Ali, Bob, and Charlie, right? And then so this will be four columns, right? And three rows. Okay, so one, two, three, the rows, and one, two, three, four. That's the columns. Okay. All right. Since we got that right, so we're gonna save this. Let's just show you guys. I'll save this to a CVS file, which is gonna be paths. Let's get the paths, which is gonna be test credit test for the right and into data, right? And then and then mk directory. Okay. Remember I told you guys that in this is how you make a folder, right? See, so technically we're gonna be making a folder straight from Python code. Okay. And parents, which is true, exist, it's the truth too. So if you guys don't know what this means, right? This means you go over it to it, right? So it's a boolean. It is a true or false, right? If the fault already exists, just write in there still. Okay? So that's what that means. And then we do df to CSV file, right? We're trying to write into test. That's that data, then test file. Let me say sample the CSV, right? Index is false, obviously. Yes. What am I doing? Okay. All right. So in here, we write comments. We just comment this out. So test loader. So we're gonna test it. So this is gonna be thrown into a sample CSV file, and I'm gonna show you where the CSV file is gonna be stored, so you guys can open it up and see it, right? So let's go ahead and test this out real quick. So we're gonna load the loader, which is gonna be data loader, right? Okay, cool. And then loader load CSV file, right? We want to load the CSV file, right? It's not Excel. Remember, in here we could call this is the function that we created in here. Remember, guys, load CSV file, right? That's why it's existing right here. If we call Excel, we're gonna have to make this. Well, let's just test this out real quick and see. Okay. So this is what the data is, right? So great. So we give him the directory of the data, which is the where the data is stored, right? And then let's go ahead and print the loader that's get info, right? I want to get the info of that, of the data, right? Um, I want to get that, and then let's print loader that's gets missing summary. Okay, hopefully this works. Hopefully, okay. If we run into an issue, we go ahead and fix it. Okay. Gets loader that's get statistical. I mean, numeric. Remember this function that I'm using here is created in here, right? So we just technically importing it, right? Okay. Um. So okay. No, hold on. Gotta be a function. Okay. All right. And then we print. Get. Okay. Great. It's understanding now. Okay. Print. We didn't create the get correlation matrices. Okay. I mean metrics. So we don't have to use that at all. So loader. That's preview. Okay. We did create this. So this is what it's gonna be doing, right? So if you want, you can write a comment in here. You can say load data info, right? Whatever you want to call it, right? Data info, and then you do this, and then you put the little dollar sign, and then you put in the loop, Uh, but this is gonna create an issue. I'm thinking so. Hopefully, no. Let's just go ahead and see if we can run this real quick. Okay, great. Yep. See, we're running into issue right here. So, uh, it's either you put this in the variable, right? Um, then just write the variable out. So, for instance, you could do, I don't know, info is equals to loader that gets info, right? And then right here, you just cancel this out. You just got the info, right? Let's see. Okay, still running. Okay, now we're getting a lot of errors. Okay, so let's just go ahead and cancel this out, and then let's just put it the way it was before. Okay, let's see. Maybe that could be because of the errors. Okay. All right. So get info. This issue right here. Okay, what is it saying? Okay, so we load the CSV file. Shapes is 3 times 4. Okay. It's 3 rows like I told you guys earlier, and then we got 4 columns. Okay. So the issue is in get info. Okay. Um let's see. Okay. And then it says in your columns, it's save that's columns. Okay, so we go here, get info. Okay. Alright, so where's the issue coming from? Let's see. Columns is list. Save that columns. Okay. Oh, okay. All right, so let's just um, okay. All right. Get column. Say okay. Get column. Okay, we're gonna put this back as list. Okay. All right. Um, let's save this real quick again, and let's try to see if we can run it again. Okay. All right. Clear. Okay. Great. Now we're working. All right. So what we've done so far is technically so as you can see, right? So let me go ahead and try that one more time. Info, which is this, and then right here. Oh, sorry. And right here we can just do f dot data info, right? And then this, okay. Oh, it's because I was putting a dollar sign. Okay. I shouldn't have put the dollar sign on it. All right, that's for JavaScript. But anyway, you do running, and then it tells you for data info, right? You have 3 and 4, right? 3 and 4 is the rows times the column, right? So columns is name, age, city, and salary, right? Like I told you guys. And the date type for name, right? It's an object, right? For age, I mean for name, it's an object, and for name, I mean for age, it's numerical, which is int. But int, int 64, and the city's object, and salary is int 64 too because it's numbers, right? Let's try to see if we put this in decimal. Let's see what is gonna happen. Okay. All right. So let's just say salary is please don't. This is just different numbers. Okay. Uh, the 56 something, right? And then we have 64. Let's go ahead and run this and see. Let's see. Okay, as you see this right here, the memory usage too. It's and Peter's flow, which is days, right? Numerical columns, which is age. This is the numerical columns, right? Which is age and salary, right? Categorized columns is name and city. Okay, and dates column It's empty. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and run this one more time. Okay. All right. So you guys can see the difference right now, right? It's saying it's float 64 because it's with a decimal, right? And the edge is still int. Even though it's still float, right? It's still a numerical column because it's a number, right? If we come here right now and do some little twitch, right? Let's just switch it up a little bit, okay? Let's send in. Let me put in here none, okay? Let's put none for now, and then right here, the number we just saw nine. You know, why not? Um, and then in here, I'm just putting on two, okay? All right, and then this one, I'll just put New York City. I'll just put Houston. Let me just put Houston, okay? All right. So let's see. Okay, this should be four right now because the rows are four, one, two, three, four. You know, but the computer counts from zero, one, two, three. Okay, so it's three in here, right? But it's actually four. Okay, so make sure you know how to count. You know, from one, zero, one, two, three, four. Okay, I mean zero, one, two, three. Zero is zero, one, two, three. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and run this again and see what it does. Okay, so we want to test everything. All right, so we're running into an issue right now. Okay. Um, let's see. It says speedy of name, which is the salary, which is none. Okay, all right. So there's an issue right here that we need to fix. Okay. Um, let me see. Where's the issue coming from? It's coming from the iframe. Okay. So we got salary, which is days and days. Track trace back. What's coming? Okay. Let's see. Trace back line 6. Okay, the issue is gonna be right here. Okay. Uh, let's just go ahead and do this. Let's see. Okay. Change this back to this, and then let's just type in none. Let's make this. Yeah, let's use Miami. Okay. And this is none. This is what you need to do as an engineer. Okay, you test. You make sure you test all your stuff every single time. David, maybe that is the issue. Let's see. Let's save this. Okay, it's printing out, but it's still 444. So I think this wasn't printed because I'm using non as a name. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's not the issue. All right, so if that's not the issue, okay, what was the issue then? Oh, okay, let me see. Let me put that in the middle one time. Okay, still working. So we have none. Okay. Name is Ali, Bob, Charlie, which is none, and this stands for none. Okay, an empty, you know, whatever you want to call it, Ross, column, whatever. Okay. So age is the same thing too. Okay. City is the same. Well, city has a, you know, New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Miami, right? For instance, let's just try this out. Let's make let's create another table and credit and put Los Angeles in here too, right? And let's see what it does. Cause it's not showing nothing yet. Okay. 64, 65, Eve, yeah. Okay, so right here I'm gonna put none again. All right, so let's see what this is gonna do. Okay, let's see. Okay, great. Let's see if there's any point of duplication, right? So this is what we're gonna be doing, right? So we're gonna be creating a web page, right? Where users could see this professionally, right? Because this is not a good way of you reading something at all. Okay, so I'm gonna break these videos into parts so you guys can put it together right and then see what I'm doing right because it's gonna take a long time. I'm trying to test everything to make sure everything is working fine. Okay. So as you can see, age to numerical, which is age and salary, which is good. Um, name and city, which is these two. Okay. Let me see. Um, the counts, which is four. Okay. All right. So let's do this. Okay. So we got counts, which is four, right? Which is good. The mean is 68. All right. I mean 38.75, right? So let's go ahead and open my calculator up real quick. All right. Oh yeah, we not just gonna be showing you guys some coding. We're gonna be doing some maths with it too. So that is the most important stuff, right? So we do have let's see. So for age, right? So we go to age is 38.75, right? That is the mean because there's one, two, three, four, five. Okay, uh, five. I don't know the value that he's giving them. So that's a little crazy. The means, which is 38.5. So it's gonna be okay. Um, let's just go ahead and calculate this. Let's make this simple, okay? This might be correct, okay? But the means of salary. Okay, okay. Oh yeah, okay. I was complicating it. I thought it was name. Okay, so for age, we could definitely do that. It's numerical, right? As you can see, it's not counting anything that has to do with strings, um, or categorical columns, right? It's not counting that. Like names of city is not, giving you the means of dog because those are strings, right? So let's go ahead and do age. Okay, so we got 25 plus 30 plus 35 plus 65. Okay, so we got remember it's five, right? It's five, so we have to divide it by four. But since none is not counting, right? So it's nothing either, right? So these divided by four, right? Which you got 38.75. Okay. Um, I know you guys will wanted to divide this by five, but this is not important, okay? Because it's irrelevant to the data sets, okay? You guys have to know to be able to read the data sets. This and this is not relevant at all, okay? But it's relevant if you're trying to figure out what is missing. If there's none, if there's an empty something in there, right? But for now, I think what we need to do is update the program here, right? For instance, right, let me just put this up here, okay? For instance, let's say I have, I'm trying to take out all this duplicating nons and stuff, right? Let's just start remove one non, okay? And I try to run it again, okay? I should run into an issue. Boom, there we go. Because the columns, I mean, the rows is not matching with the rest of the rows in here, right? Since these are five, right, and this is just four, right? This is an issue, right? So we have to go back into the code and fix that part, okay? Um, but for now, let's just keep working. Let's go ahead and put it back the way it was, okay? All right, so let's clear this out. All right, and then let's go back in here. Okay, uh, for the salary, right? It's saying it's 80,000. Okay, let's see if it's actually true. Okay, because we don't rely on AI, we might make some mistakes. Okay, plus 80, right? We don't want to make mistakes. That is 80,000. Okay, plus 90,000 plus 90,000. Right? It's so easy to find the means every single time, especially when you have numbers like that, right? The means would be the number in the middle, right? Very simple, right? This is a number, okay, in the middle. So when you divide this by three, right? Actually, what am I doing? Okay, so okay, and then on. I think I did something wrong here. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so this is should be none. Okay, which is two. 70 0 0 0. Okay, plus 80 0 0 0. Okay, That's 9,000, and then the means is divided by 3. But hold on, let me see. Okay, 700 plus 80. Oh, plus 9,000. Okay. Divide all that by I think it's by 5. It should be by 3, right? Where's the or maybe I'm not saying it well. No, this should be 1 year or something. Okay. There should be 1 in there. Where's my calculator? Let me do this. Okay, 7,000 plus. This is what your math skills have to come in, guys. Okay. Plus 9,000 divided by 3. Okay, great. Okay, I know it's supposed to be divided by 3. Make sure you always put your parentheses. Okay, don't make any single mistake as a mathematician. You can make single mistakes like that, and then you would just put in $180,000, right? And then boom, you know. But anyway, it's giving us the same response, right? Which is this, and then the standard deviation, right? Go ahead and sub that, guys. Very easy. The mean. What is the mean value, right? Which is 25. That's the smallest one. Okay. Uh, the smallest one in the salary, right? It's 7,000, right? Which is this. Okay. The 25%, right? You go ahead at there's a mathematical equation for that to sub there, right? And then the 50%, right, is 32 something, right? So let me see. Where's my calculator? Okay. So you guys could solve that, right, and then you should get your answer. Okay. But it's actually telling you how many missing counts that we have. We have 1. Okay. And in age we only have 1. In salary we have 2. So that's very efficiency, right? You see how this is working. And the missing percentage is 20%, because think about it. This is 5, right? So each one should have 25%. 25. Well, I'm tripping. 20%, right? Because 20 times 5 is 100%, right? So 20, 20, 20, 20, right? Let's just make sure I'm giving you the right stuff. Okay, 20 times 5. Okay, it's 100%, right? So we have 5 items in here, right? Values. Okay. So if one is missing, okay, if the if the machine could only count to 1 missing from this array right here, right, then that's 20%. But if 2 is missing, okay, as you can see right here, it's showing you that it's 40%. So this is good, okay. So what we did over here, it's actually working, okay. So we should be proud of ourselves, okay. Um, that is good. Okay, so as you can see, the row did increase over here too when we have 5 rows, and it's still 4 columns, you know. So this is the table right here. The table is not looking, uh, 100% good, but yeah, I missed this. The top values, right? Are technically Alice, which is 1, right? Bob, Charlie, and it keeps going, right? Which is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, right? That's for the names, right? Names: Bob, Charlie, Non, and Eve, right? Um, so Los Angeles, right? Which is 2. There's 2 Los Angeles in here, which is duplicated, right? There's 2. For New York is 1. For Charlie is 1. You know, the top values, right? That's what it's telling you right here, right? It's the okay, this is different. Okay, this is for the columns. This is for the column. All right, so okay, let's go ahead and start from right here. So column salary, name, age. Okay. Um, the first one we say is to get the loaded. Okay, he told us what type of loaded CVS file, which is some sample that's SV. Okay, the shape of it, the data info. That is the data info, right? Okay, we got this. So then we got this right here, which is the gets a missing summary. Okay, the missing summary is 2. Salary we have 2. Name we have 1, which is none, right? And age, we have 1 2. Even though we still put this as a string, right? The computer's still reading it as none because none is not a person name. Okay, so the computers, we could put an exception in it, right? We go to the code, right? We could put an exception in it, right? But it's still reading it as, in the name there's one none. Okay, and it's 20%. 20%. The missing percentage is 2020, right? For salary is 40%. So the data floats. The data type is floats for name, okay, which is float 64, right? Okay, uh, objects, right? This is an object here because the name is an object, it's a string, okay. The name for age is still float 64 too. So this should be ints and ints too right here, but because it's not a decimal, but okay, we could fix that up. Okay, let me go in here real quick and see what is going on. Okay, all right, so we go in here and then we come in here and then we go to D type, okay, which is string, okay. All right, I see why. We're making everything strings. That's why. So if we take this out, right? If we take that out and we save it, right? And we run our data again. Okay, so okay, we're still getting this. Okay, okay. Let me see. I don't want to do a lot of printing right now. D type. Okay. It's just calling it. Okay, this is gonna be so that's D type. All right, and this is actually correct. That's correct too. Um, Let me see. The type, the column floats. Oh, okay, 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 okay. I see why. Okay, yeah, this is actually right. So this is actually right. So because the Mason percentage is 40%, that's so the data type is floats. Okay, all right, cool. So everything seems to be working fine. Yeah. So that's just a test. Okay, and then when you run your test, you should see it's actually creating the photo for you right here, and this is your sample test. Okay, this is just an easy sample test, but let's go ahead and ask AI. Okay, if you could give us some beautiful you know data for us to loading. Okay, um, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. ChatGPT. Let's go to ChatGPT. Uh, okay. Let's go ahead and tell him to create us advanced data. Uh, let's just see. Uh, create me an advanced to test. Okay, so it's gonna create a comprehensive. Well, maybe not comprehensive, but just you know. Okay, there we go. 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 This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Beautiful. We might run into an issue. So let's just go ahead and copy this. This is just all we need. Okay. Um, I don't think we did this in our code yet, but let's just see. All right. Oh, okay. If you run into an issue, right, you guys go ahead and solve it. Okay. You guys are engineers. All right. Okay. All right. So this might throw in some errors, right? But hopefully not. Hopefully. Oh, yes. Let's go. All right. So now we're working with a big data. Well, it's not a big data, but it's still some comprehensive little bit data. Okay. A big data would be something that you have to go in into CVS right here. So how it's updating the CVS automatically. Automatically. You know why it's doing that? Because we said this. If this already is true, right? Go ahead and update it. That's what it's doing. Okay. Um. So this it's okay. It's saving right here, which is good, right? But just check this out. Look at this. Okay. Um. This is beautiful. Okay. It's a lot of info right here that you guys have to read. You know. So we're gonna be working on a web page where you guys gonna be able to see all this, right? Invalid email. Let's see. Where's the email? Okay, Alice is good. Okay, when it says none, okay, it's not okay. And then this comes, it says invalid email. Eve, okay, and then Frank and all these people, these beautiful people, right? But the only reason why it's printing only four, like it's actually printing five, okay, but it's like I said, it's ready from 0 to 1, right? It's because the last one, remember when we did this, the preview, right? When you go in here, we go to the preview, right? It's only showing the last five. The only, if I install this as maybe 10 right now, just ain't right. And then let me open this up, man. Just make sure. Okay. Okay. Let's save this. All right. Let's see. Okay, because we have more emails than that. Okay, so let's see what it's gonna produce this time. Okay. All right. Oh, what did I date? Okay. Okay. Days right now, and it's mean for the two length of data in random states. Let me just do this. Okay. I run into an issue too. Okay. Um, let's just go ahead and set. Let's just set it to 10 for now. Okay. Um, because I know it's not the data is not more than 10. Okay, so the email is not more than 10. So we run this. So it's actually printing every emails I have now since it's only printing 0 to 6. You know, so this is beautiful. Okay, it's working, and this is the most beautiful thing. We got everything working. Okay, all right. So let's move on, and oh yeah, and then remember, guys, when I told you guys that you guys could go ahead and if you want to create what is it called again? I forgot. If you want to create on a structured data, right? It's very easy. You have a lot of libraries out there, Google, even AI right now could create that for you, right? So there's a lot of libraries out there that you guys can learn from. Auto filter, fonts, grab image, grab these, all the stats. If you want to know about the image stats, right? Click on it, learn about it, and then just update it, okay? Um, this is pixel access, whatever pictures you guys want to send it, right? But anyway, this is working, right? So next video, I'll be working on data cleaner, right? Where we're going to be cleaning a lot of this stuff that you guys seen. Like if it's none, we clean it up. If it's, you know, it depends on what we want to do, right? So if we don't want invalid emails, like if we don't want this to be stored into the new model we're gonna be training, right? We're gonna delete that one too. Okay. We want emails like this that end at something.com. Okay. Uh, so we're gonna be cleaning that. We're gonna be cleaning all this stuff in here, right? And if we see something that is phishing, that is not politely correct, right? We're gonna fix it. We're gonna rectify that, right? And we're gonna clean it, right? So that's what we're gonna be doing in the next video, okay? So you guys stay tuned and make sure you guys watch the next video because we have a lot of files that we have to create, and I can't upload everything. I can just make everything to one video. It's gonna be long for you guys, so I want you guys to take a break, have fun, okay? Go outside, have fun, and come back 2 days, okay? Always make sure you exercise your brain too, and have fun. Like I said again, make sure you have fun because I don't want you guys overwhelming while you're coding. It's very interesting, okay? But make sure you take your time to learn this. It's easy. We're not doing nothing too crazy with GUI, like graphical user interface or all the stuff, right? But we're gonna be working with the web, okay? Like this is gonna be for the web page and everything, right? So clients and stakeholders could see all the stuff that we're seeing right here, right? Okay. Um, we're gonna be blocking some stuff too, but we're gonna give them access to see a lot of the stuff. So that's it. Stay tuned to the next video and make sure you subscribe, and then may God bless you. See you next time. Okay. Bye bye.